Well, we had our first off-road buggy race about a week and a half ago, and we got our next summer race series event coming up Saturday, and we did some stuff to the car. We'll talk about it, and we'll talk about how we did for our first time racing off-road in a year. So I'm Chad. This is the Dorky and 40 RC channel. Welcome back, everybody. Really appreciate you guys stopping back in and seeing how things going. So how did my weekend go? Well, two things. First of all, I forgot how fun off-road racing is. A lot more fun, or a different kind of fun, I should say, than just turning left in circles. These buggies jumping around and bouncing around and on and off the throttle and everything else, you know, it's just super fun. Second of all, I forgot how hard it was and how bad I actually was, and we'll show you some video and talk our way through it. But we did make a lot of changes to the car. When we got to the track, I was really battling a steering problem. You know, these 6.4s have a lot of steering built into them, and sometimes you just really are trying to get more in these things. But you really want to tame that down a little bit when, you know, you get back into this or you start, so that way you're not overcorrecting, undercorrecting as much. Things like endpoint adjustment, steering expo, that kind of stuff to kind of help you out. But setup is a really big thing as well. So I got to the track about an hour and a half, 2 hours early, so I could try to get some laps in. And thank God I did, because I had no steering in this car at all. So the setup that I had on it was completely awful. Now remember, I deviated from kit setup a lot and threw a bunch of stuff at this. Needless to say, I've changed a lot, talked to some local guys, got some local setups, and hopefully we should be good now. Now, I did fix my issue. The main thing I found that fixed my issue that day was actually raising the inner rear ball studs up a little bit more, so that way it lifts up the back of the buggy and kind of plants the front a little bit more, and it gives you more steering. So we've done that. We've went down on shock oils. We've installed the associated wide titanium hex adapters in the front, which actually allow you to run up to like a 12mm hex in the front now. Even though I'm only running like a 5mm, typically that would be in the back. So the trend, I guess, with these cars now is not only over the past couple of years have carpet cars gotten longer, but now they're actually going to be a little bit wider. So we added another centimeter here to the front, and we'll just see how that affects everything when we get back to the track on Saturday. Now, as far as the shocks, I went ahead and changed pistons back to some of the thicker 2-holes and went down on the shock oil. The car is beautiful. Like, I just love the way that it kind of floats and the way that it drops here. Everything feels good to go. Literally all I need to do is just kind of go in and set my ride height, and we should be good to just throw this baby out onto the track. You know, after we charge the battery and all that kind of stuff, get the pit set up. So we're good. I'm glad to be back into racing off-road stuff. We've got the on-road stuff that we're dealing with too, so there'll be more about that coming out of the channel. And now, if you feel like being entertained and laugh, we'll talk through a few minutes of race footage. So here we are in our A main. Now this is 21.5 just stock, I think, or maybe it was 21.5 open buggy, not sure. But that's me that's being picked up. You're going to see that a lot. The one big thing that I noticed right off the bat was just visually, things are just tough for me to see. The back corner back there where the marshal is kind of hiding behind the post, I was kind of having difficulty with him. And then I had a person to my right. I was trying not to lean over because I couldn't see all the way down coming off of the wall. And it's kind of important to be able to see when you don't have a lot of confidence in your driving in your car. But, you know, through the areas where I could see pretty good, I mean, I didn't do too bad, you know. I think I ended up like 4 laps off the pace, which isn't great. But, you know, you just get into situations like this. The 21.5 class is pretty much the most competitive class that we have. You know, it's supposed to be a beginner-friendly class, but it's pretty much some of the best and most serious racers. But, you know, you can see, like, you don't hit your lines right going over the little whoops and stuff like that. The car's going to get upset. You're going to have problems. You know, you're going to get ran over, you're going to run over people. It's just kind of the way that off-road is. And that's really part of the key to having your setup, is not only just to have the car be comfortable for you, but, you know, also just have the car just kind of, you know, be able to take some shots. And then of course you never want to be in a situation like that where, you know, you take somebody out, you wipe out, and then you're in one of the worst places ever to be marshaled. You know, slower is faster when you're starting out with this stuff. There's that visualization issue again. And actually, whenever, I think halfway through the race, I actually moved down a couple spots because one of the guys crashed and broke out, and was able to just kind of get into a little bit better groove. I was feeling really uncomfortable on the driver's stand right now, trying not to block, you know, the racers that are to my left or to my right, because they're, you know, way ahead of me and stuff. There's no sense in me poking my head out there and getting in their way and everything. So kind of just a, you know, an issue with the track that we have to have. But, you know, there I am again, putting myself in a bad spot, waiting to be marshaled, you know, time's ticking, you know, that's basically like an entire lap down right there. So as you can see, the key to off-road is to not have to worry about getting marshaled. And you just never know when you're going to come up. Like that guy was stuck and, you know, you ran over him. Thank God that these cars are really able to take the abuse that you can give them and not break. And so far, you know, it's just the summertime. People aren't being too serious, at least that I could tell right now. I know some of my oval friends are getting it really serious, myself included. So I'm taking a step back away from that for a month or so until maybe later in the fall or the winter time, and let everybody just kind of cool off a little bit, including myself. But yeah, just kind of have fun doing this stuff. So you can kind of see, again, bad driving, overcorrecting, undercorrecting. You know, luckily I didn't take that guy out right there as he was coming around the corner. But it's just all about visualization and being able to see what's going on and just having a good time marshaling yourself and not worrying about everybody else. So that's going to do it, guys. Appreciate all of you. We will talk to you later. Peace.